should have received an audio pin in your email. So I apologize. So let me just backtrack a little bit, and I'll repeat what I was saying. I hope I apologize again. Let me see. Okay, we're all set now. Okay, I'll reintroduce myself. My name's Tamara Patzer. I'm a former newspaper editor and college professor. I teach at State College of Florida and USF, and I also teach locally for several groups and organizations. I'm a single mom and grandmother. I'm an award-winning speaker, author, and online magazine publisher. I also produce AskTami.tv and Ask Tami Radio. I'm a social media and internet consultant, and I joined Main Street Marketing Machines in May of 2010, left my full-time job in November 2010, and this year I was featured as a Main Street Marketing Machines Fusion hero in an international web launch, and then in June, I went out to San Diego to speak to about 1,000 people about social media. And the reason I was recognized as a Main Street Marketing Machines Fusion hero was because I created a 6-figure business in less than a year using social media and Main Street Marketing Machines techniques. And I am sharing some of these techniques with you tonight. The reason I decided to produce this program, Ask Tami, Talk Your Way to the Top, is because it isn't just about speaking at local events that can help you, but speaking can actually help you create a really solid foundation for your business, and it's about creating a solid foundation for your business that you can create something that goes beyond yourself using both offline and online techniques. So tonight, this program is about Ask Tami, Talk Your Way to the Top, and it's really ideal for any entrepreneur or local business person or professional or someone who's doing multi-level marketing, or if you're a multi-level income earner. It's really for anyone who wants to create a professional presence that can transcend your family and your local market. And the techniques that I talk about can be used by anyone using any topic. So it doesn't matter if you're in the financial field, if you're a retailer, or if you're a social media marketer. You can launch your expert status really in a few days, and the bottom line is experts make more money. So tonight I'm going to teach you 5 venues to approach for speaking engagements, 5 ways to get free publicity for you, 5 surefire topics to get everyone's attention, 5 foot-in-the-door strategies to gain credibility, expert status, and cash flow, and 5 follow-up strategies to jumpstart that cash flow. I was listening to Dan Kennedy earlier this evening, and he was talking about the golden keys to success. The first key, he said, to become successful is you must become an authority. So what better way to become an authority than to become an expert by speaking? Because once people know your expertise, they will know, like, and trust you, which is actually another golden key, because people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And then also, each one of us is very unique, and another factor in the golden keys to success is that we all have to have a unique selling proposition for whatever it is that we're trying to promote. And again, this doesn't have to be a business per se. It could be a thought a process, something that you're passionate about, you can use this for. So these techniques are useful for anyone who wants to talk their way to the top. So the first uh, 5 venues to approach, and many of you will say, yes, I know about these things, but most people never actually act. They know how to do things, but they don't take action. So one of the easiest places to get a speaking engagement is at your local Chamber of Commerce. You can go to your local Chamber of Commerce and either ask them if they need a speaker about some topic, because they always have different committees, or maybe they're looking for someone to help them with their members. But just go to your local Chamber of Commerce. Sometimes you can sponsor an event for a small fee, and they give you 20, 25 minutes to talk about whatever you choose. That's a really good way to get in front of local business people. And then, of course, clubs, organizations, and educational facilities. Every club and organization always needs speakers. They need people to come in and talk about things that will be of interest to their members. And again, it doesn't have to be that you're going to sell them something. It can be that you're imparting some good information to them about any topic that you're knowledgeable about. It's all about imparting your knowledge to groups of people, and it doesn't matter if it's 5 people or 10 people, but just some people so that you can talk to them. And educational facilities, there are so many opportunities to go into the classroom in most areas. The secret is to just go online or go to the school and talk to their continuing education coordinator. That person is always looking for someone who can help them by teaching classes. Don't worry if you don't have a degree. You just want to be able to offer some type of knowledge at an educational institution. Radio station programs. Local stations are always looking for guests. All you have to do is listen to the radio and see what types of programs they have. But not only do local radio stations need guests, national and syndicated radio stations need guests. And later on, near the end of my presentation, I'm going to give you 3 sources where you can find some of these producers for national radio programs. Television programs. Again, local television programs. Some areas still have cable access stations. You can actually create television programs at cable stations or get invited to talk about your topic at a local television station. A lot of times they have these morning shows, or you may have some little piece of specialized knowledge that you can promote that you could get invited to talk on a local television station or even a national television station. The other day I saw some people on, they were talking about how to shake someone's hand. And of course they were on, I think it was the Today Show. So don't ever limit your thinking about how far you could take your speaking. And then, of course, professional associations. I just was invited recently to speak to a local nonprofit organization. I've been invited to speak to women's groups, business groups, chambers of commerces. There are many different professional associations who are interested in what you have to say. So those are just 5 venues that you could approach for speaking. And of course, if you don't have any speaking experience, I seriously recommend Toastmasters. Toastmasters is designed to help people learn how to speak. It's an international organization. It's very low cost, and you can work on whatever you want to work on while you're in a Toastmasters club, and it also helps you develop leadership skills. So if you haven't ever been to a Toastmasters meeting, find one near you and just check it out. You can go as a guest several times and find out if that's something that you may be interested in. 5 ways to get free publicity. Most people know that you can get free publicity from your local newspapers. The main thing is, in today's world, you need to know how to submit your information to the local newspapers. Press releases can be sent to both online and offline publications, and I do have some good resources for doing international or national press releases beyond local if you have aspirations for that. And you want to contact your local editors, and it can be as simple as sending them an email and following up with a phone call, or maybe you just walk into their office one day and start talking to them and see what their needs are. And you could even land yourself a column in a local newspaper, and that is a really good way to gain credibility as both an author and a speaker, an expert, by having something published in a newspaper or magazine, even online magazines. There's many opportunities now to publish online and offline. Video press releases. In today's world, video is very inexpensive, very simple. You can make videos right on your computer using a built-in computer on your built into your computer, or you can get a simple ZI-8 camera or a flip camera, or even your smartphone probably has a capability, and you can make video press releases. The cool thing about video press releases is not a lot of people use them, but think about it. If you send a video press release to a newspaper with an online site, you now have given them something that they can put on their site that could make them stand out. Audio press releases, what's the difference between audio and video? It's basically a file, an MP4 file, for example, has video and audio. An MP3 file is just audio. Again, free, easy to record. You can download free recording equipment right on your computer. It doesn't matter if you have a PC or a Mac. You could record something in your own voice. That just opens it up to you being able to send it not only to newspapers and magazines, but also to radio for sound bites, so that they wouldn't have to call you. It's all about making the life of the editor a little bit easier when you send them high-quality press releases, including video, photos, and audio. Of course, social media, everyone should learn how to use Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Foursquare to promote themselves. Tonight's webinar I promoted using LinkedIn, and Twitter and Facebook events are just some of the things that I did to promote tonight's webinar. It's the beauty of all of this is that it's free. So you can promote yourself just with some ingenuity and using free tools that are available to you. Mobile marketing. Everyone should start to look at mobile marketing because billions of people have phones. They're like little umbilical cords, and right now, probably this will not be forever, but right now, we have 90+% open rates on text messages. I do not recommend that you use the telephone, the voice messages where they call you and leave you messages and, you know, try to sell you something. Don't do that, but you could create a really good mobile marketing campaign to promote yourself. You can give away white papers or other coupons or things to get publicity using mobile marketing. So those are just 5 ways to get some free publicity. 5 topics to talk about, and I told you that these are topics that anyone can use, and it's absolutely true. Everyone should always tell your story. People are interested in knowing a little bit about you, how you got to where you're at, and for example, in my story, you know, my story is I was working several jobs. I got my master's degree in mass communications, and I was trying to figure out when I was a newspaper editor, where do I go from here when newspapers were dying? And so I started to look online, and I learned about social media. So our stories are interesting to other people, and everyone has a unique story. Another topic that you could talk to in front of a group would be the top mistakes that people make in your industry or when they're selling your product or using your product. A third category are, of course, frequently asked questions. Everybody has questions that they always ask. You've heard the same question over and over and over again. So you could put together a very nice presentation just answering the top 5 questions, the top 10 questions, whatever you can fit into a limited amount of time, you know, a 5 to 7 minute presentation, a 15-minute presentation, whatever your presentation is. And then, of course, should ask questions. Those are the questions that people do not know enough about what you know to even ask, but they really should ask these things. For example, if you were a financial advisor, there's certain questions people should ask that maybe they just don't know to ask about when they're trying to decide which money product to use, or maybe they're trying to decide what type of purse to buy. You know, what would be the difference between this one and this one? So those are things that you could always do a presentation about. And then, of course, the trends, what you need to know about the top trends in your industry. When you do a presentation, the top trends or the latest up-to-date things are always ideal topics that will keep people's attention, because if you're talking about something that just happened today or in the past week or in the past month related to something in your industry, that really puts you at the top of your game, because people are going, wow, this person really is paying attention to what's going on with this. 5 follow-up strategies. People, this is where everybody seems to fail. It seems to be one of the hardest things. People will get up to the point where somebody says, yes, I'm interested in what you have, and then the actual follow-up, it's difficult sometimes, and I don't know if it's just inherent human nature to be, you know, to say it, to be afraid to follow up, but actually if you tell someone, hey, I'll call you, do it. Follow up with a phone call. Another thing that is really impressive in these days is to send a real thank you card, a real handwritten thank you card, or you can use send out cards, which is you can actually look like you're sending a real card because you can have a handwriting font. So a real thank you card, a thank you note, something that someone physically gets in the mail, because most people do not get a lot of greeting cards or personal mail anymore because of email and other types of mail. We just don't get a lot of personal cards. Another thing that is a really cool follow-up strategy that not a lot of people use is to send a video email or a video card using QR codes. A QR code, those are those little two-dimensional codes that you see now in magazines and flyers. Well, you can attach anything to one of those codes. It could be a video, it could be a brochure, a flyer, a photograph, and you could actually send a card in the mail with a QR code on it that the person you're sending it to could scan with their phone, and then they'll open it up and maybe it's a nice thank you card or a video with you saying thank you so much for taking time to be with me, to talk about what we were talking about. And also, if you promise to send somebody a free report or something, just do it. Send what you said, and then, of course, you can always follow up with an email or a telephone call to say, hey, did you get the free report? What did you think? And that way you can keep your lines of communication open, and then, of course, follow up on your follow-up. It's just a simple strategy just to reach out and touch someone. Everybody's familiar with the old telephone commercial, reach out and touch someone. But just these simple strategies, and I have many, many more follow-up strategies, but these are just a few that I wanted to share with you tonight. And then I have I call them awesome ninja tricks. And videos are the most awesome thing ever because people like videos. They are really good for search engine optimization purposes, and they help to make you into that expert authority. And then, of course, public speaking is exceptional. That's why when I called this Talk Your Way to the Top, obviously I'm talking right now using a webinar. I can talk using video. Whenever I'm on a video, it's as if I'm talking to that person directly with the video. So videos are really hot tools to use, and they're pretty inexpensive to make. There's different ways to do it. Public speaking, it will take some time to do. And webinars, of course. Next month, I actually have a really cool tool that I'll be showing off. It's called Instant Customer, and it's actually a webinar tool that you can record your webinar and then watch it at any time. So, for example, this webinar could appear to be live, but someone could watch it at 2 o'clock in the morning if they choose to. Also, writing. If you write, people admire and respect people who write, and you can write both offline and online. And offline, of course, means write for local newspapers, write for newsletters, make your own newsletter. And online, of course, you could create a blog or have a website, or, of course, just interacting on Facebook and Twitter are all things that help you get recognized by more than a handful of people. Many of you probably have hundreds or thousands of friends on Facebook, people who actually follow to see what you're doing. Another really cool ninja trick is to be a guest on a television show or in a webinar or in a newspaper column or a blogging guest. Being a guest, creating a guest appearance is very powerful because you are getting third-person credibility from the person who you're the guest of. For example, I have AskTami.tv, and I have guests on that program, and we talk about different things. Most of the things I talk about right now are about social media, but my AskTami.tv, I could actually talk about any topic. because of how broad the name of the show is. So those are just some awesome ninja tricks. And here's some more awesome ninja tricks. You can become a source for media. Get in the news. And I only have 3 here, but there are hundreds of these tools, and they're online press release services. So I just put 3 here just as for examples: prbuzz.com, prcompass.com, 24-7pressrelease.com. All of these are just really good tools that you can use and create buzz not only on a local level but on a national level, because we're working and living in this global world. So even though we're doing business maybe at a local level, some of us want to expand our influence farther, more out into a national, international level. And then you can also be a source. This is something that is really cool, is to be a source. These are some of the tools I was telling you about where you could actually get some free publicity. The first one is called helpareporter.com, and you can go there and sign up free to be a source, and reporters from all over the country will they actually use helpareporter.com to look for sources about different topics. So if you're an expert in some field, go there, sign up under your expertise, and then reports will go out to these different reporters looking for people with different expertise, and they also send emails out to sources when a reporter has a specific request, and you can answer these. And sometimes I've seen the Today Show producers use this, all kinds of national magazines, lots of women's magazines use these. So this would be a good place. Business magazines, a good place to be a source. Source number 2 is profnet.prnewswire.com. And this is another good source where a lot of professionals will put their key information in, and newspaper reporters will look at this location for sources. Source number 3, which is freepublicity.com RTIR, is another great place, and this one, producers for radio and television are constantly looking at this site, looking for people to interview over the phone for radio shows or television shows or blogs. There's a lot of blog radio programs now. So these are just 3 sources that you could use to get found and to talk your way to the top. So I have about 20 minutes left, and I actually have a special offer for you. I've put together an 8-week coaching program, and it's very limited space. It starts September 29th, 2011 at 2 p.m. And the reason it starts at 2 p.m. is because I have quite a few European people, and when it's in the evening like this, they can't ever come because it's like whatever, 3 o'clock in the morning. But it is an 8-week coaching program, very limited space, and I just want to show it to you, and just stay on the line and just watch it, just because I want you to see all of the different things that I'll be teaching in this program, and I put a lot of effort and energy into this. Let me go get this for you. Oops. I'm excited about this here. So what I've put together is, it's called Ask Tami, Talk Your Way to the Top, and it's talktotopformula.com, and it's actually something that is guaranteed. I guarantee 100% satisfaction, 30 days. For the one payment option is $497, and this is what you get. And for the single pay, you get a guest appearance on AskTami.tv, filmed at Next Century Studios, which is in St. Petersburg, or we can do it on location. A guest appearance on AskTami.tv radio show, 6 weeks of group coaching modules plus 3 bonus weeks to help you skyrocket your success. Module 1 is Quick Start Guide, live and local, become an expert in a day. This is where I just give you the quick start on how to go out and take action and get your first speaking engagements. Module 2 is 12 steps to never cold call again. Everybody is always afraid of talking to people, and I have action steps where you know everyone you always talk to, so you never have to cold call. How to be everywhere, which means I teach you how to use webinars and the internet to literally be everywhere. Module 4 is 14 foot-in-the-door strategies that create cash now and in the future. And Module 5 is fast, free, easy ways to promote your events, seminars, and speaking engagements. I've put together things that are fast, free, and easy to promote your events, seminars, and speaking, step-by-step planning tools. Module 6 are the insider secrets. Remember, I was a newspaper editor, and I've also produced several television shows, so I have some insider secrets and some follow-up strategies that are really powerful. Module 7 are some advanced business strategies, how to get on television and radio shows. Module 8, which is a bonus to take it to the next level, to go beyond local speaking so that you can become a paid speaker for national and international audiences. And then Module 9 is an extra bonus, Ninja Tricks to Success, where I give you some more of those little tricks that I've learned along the way. I've also have 8 weeks of guest recordings from well-known speakers, authors, and business leaders. And I have been working to get some people who you've probably heard of to get them to come and talk to everyone, at least one guest per week, and these will be recorded also. 8 weeks of Q&A support with questions answered. So every week people can ask me questions and I'll answer them to help you get started. You get an autographed copy of my book, Ask Tami, a logbook of 365 plus local media tips, tricks, and tools. First edition, I ship it to you.